Hey guys, welcome to the Center Bounce. Today I'll be talking you through how my team did round 12, the first of the bye rounds. Spoiler alert, we've gone up yet again. It's been a long way back. It's a long way to the top if you start at 86,000 rank. But here we go, guys. It's been one heck of a ride. It's a top 6%, so we haven't been killing it every week. That's the thing. It's very rarely been a top 1% score, but we're doing just enough each week to climb up the rankings slowly but surely. A 1917 gets us now in the top 2% for the first time all year, inside the top 5,000 for the first time as well. Look, it is a long season. It's been a lot of trades and a lot of forward thinking to try and get our team to where it is today. Only 8 trades left, though, so it has come at a great cost, at a great price. But I think the team is looking not too bad. We'll go with how my players did on the weekend. Very happy with him. Stewart with a 127. Mate, this dude is a superstar. He even kicked the goal. He's doing it all. Absolute gun. Love Tommy Stewart. So happy he's in my team. Nick Dacos, I put the VC on him, and unfortunately, I was in the middle of something else and didn't get to see his final score in the end. I just sort of knew at three-quarter time it wasn't looking good. 120 is my cutoff, and had I been able to see before the end of that game and the start of the Adelaide game that he went 123, I would have taken it 100%. 120 is my cutoff. I'm not a greedy person. But unfortunately, by the time I realized and I saw what his final score was, the Adelaide game had already started. So, look, that's what you get for not paying full attention all the time. I ended up missing out 11 points there on my captain, but it is what it is. Dawson 106. I was sure though. Dawson was never in my plans for VC this week. Oh, I definitely was very confident that Laird would outscore Dawson. But look, another over 100 score. Zabor, look, as you guys know, at the game, this guy had 3 out on the 4 in the last quarter alone. It was something tragic. And Aaron Hall's return has really stuffed him up big time. So, look, Zabel is one of those guys that, look, if you're going to trade him out, like this is the week. Breaking him at 172, it's ridiculous. With my low trades, I don't know if I'm forced into holding him or not, but you just feel like as soon as Aaron Hall does an injury, which he's bound to do, Zabel will be back to that seagulling superstar that we know he is, and he'll, again, go up with those averages. Will Day 81, and a part of the thing as well with Zeeble is losing value doesn't really matter if you're going to be keeping the player for the whole year. So just because Zeeble starts plummeting in price, I'm still playing the long game, perhaps being able to hold on to him with the Aaron Hall injury down the track, and you'll see him start scoring over hundreds again. It could be worth holding him. Yes, he'll be sliding in cash. Yes, he will be not scoring super amazingly, but the defenders this year, a lot of them have been very inconsistent, and I'm just not in a, I don't know. Look, I might still trade him out. Will Day, 81. Again, this dude has not given me a good score since I've traded him in. He has been really annoying, and I'm really annoyed that I'm more so annoyed with myself as opposed to Will Day. Look, I don't know. People are saying that I haven't been watching enough Hawthorn games. I really got to watch and see what he's doing because he has not been giving us what we were hoping from him. Look at his, his 3-round average of 80 and a 3-round average of 76 and a 5-round average of 80. Like this is not what we traded him in for, and he's just dropping in price. Like it's been very, very, very annoying to say the least. Mitchell did not play. Sicily should have played. That's very annoying, but it is what it is. Bond 113, doing Bond things, very reliable. He's not dishing up any stinker scores, but a 113, it was a 3-round average of 116. I think he just feels like the knocks that he's copying are really inhibiting him and in his scoring. Look, No stinkers, though. He's an absolute jet. This dude, speaking of jets, Zachy Merritt, man, the captain of the Essendon Football Club, what an absolute superstar he is. He had a ridiculous first quarter. 80-point first quarter, 16 disposals, 2 goals. He was doing it all, Zach Merritt. He was on track for over 300. It was ridiculous. It was remarkable what this guy is capable of doing. Big match coming up against Carlton. If you haven't traded him in, look, he went up 27K this week, and last week went up 14K. It was a great week to trade him in against Richmond, just bringing him in at that point for a 162, a 110, a 137. This is the Zach Merritt normally that you get after the bye. But like I said earlier in the season, he is the captain and he is not waiting for the buys to start to pop off, and it's been terrific so far. The only way to stop him is to put a hard tag on him. That's the only way to do so. Rory there with a 112. Looked like he had PTSD from coming off of the avoiding the suspension. He wasn't tackling. He had like no tackles to halftime. It ended up on 5. And yeah, look, a 112. It is what it is. Playing up in Cairns or Darwin. I'm still not sure which one it is. Haven't looked up where TIO Stadium is. But yeah, hot. It was 27 degrees and humid. That's ridiculous. And we remember the last time Rory Laird played on a hot day, he scored a 50 in round 1. So that was terrible. Rozier, 98. Thought he would do more against Hawthorn, to be honest. But as is the case, I think, in a lot of situations where it's such a team, a collective, wonderful performance, against weaker opposition, the whole team starts to shine. The whole team actually scores well, and the points get shared around. Whereas when you're up against tough opposition, only the top guns, the cream, rise to the top, and then you end up with these guys getting a lot of the points. In a beatdown, the points get shared. So, yes, I'm not surprised. Tom Green, this guy should have scored so much more. He just was butchering it by hand and by foot. So this was definitely an anomaly. He was basically playing with a blindfold on today, in that game. Like, there's no doubt about it. It was absolutely horrendous, and that is actually the worst game of the season. So he has nothing to apologize for, Tom Green. 89, the worst of the season, and he was playing blindfolded. Humphrey, mate, what a gun, 99. He's been a terrific pickup for us. Yes, we paid up for him to get him in, but it's been so worth it. He's got, you know what I mean? Like, he's made 38K, 38.7K this week. And last week he made 64K. So he's gone up over 100,000 in those 2 weeks that we've owned him. It's been terrific. He's got the buy this week, but he'll be great buy cover, and I'm looking to hold him through the buys. Oscar Baker, man, that was a terrible score. The worst dream team to Supercoach score I've ever seen. 97 dream team he had to 41 Supercoach. That was brutal. His break even's 59. Look, he certainly can get that. He had 22 disposal on the weekend with quite a few marks. That was very unlucky. A break even of 59. He's been able to score over 59 fairly consistently, to be honest. I mean, look, the last 2 weeks he had over that. Basically, that matched it there. He had a low game there, beat it by there, 59 there. So, look, he looks like he can meet that break even, but personally, I think it might be time to say goodbye to Oscar Baker. He was always going to be a trade out, and he's got that round 15 buy, so I don't think there's any. It's just a terrible buy for us. Chinkwai with a 61, you certainly take it. Really happy that we held on to him. He should be able to maintain his spot on the list. He went up another 16K with a break even of 43. So yeah, excellent. Well done, Alex. Ashcroft by Johnson by so Drury Spud. Maxi Gorn, man, this dude got bailed out hard by that massive clutch goal in the last quarter. Absolutely bailed out. 5 round average of 99.8, a 3 round average of 91. This is not a top ruckman. This is not top ruckman scores, unfortunately. His big scores are way too few and far between. People with English at this spot, they're just going to get further and further ahead, unfortunately. And as long as Grundy is in the team, they're both just eating into each other's points. The allure for him was that he was going to get forward status. He didn't get forward status. Yeah, it's going to be really. I don't know. I think if there's a premium, I don't know. It might be crazy trying to trade him out because this dude, to be able to have this guy on field, this guy has been sensational. Just simply sensational. He's made 86K this week, a break even of negative 32. Yes, he's up against Goldie, who is the number one negating ruckman in the competition, but you look at these scores, man. Look at these scores that he's had these first 3 weeks: 109, 102, and a 128. This was a terrific game. He even kicked goals. He kicked a goal. Was it one? Or how many goals did he kick? 2 goals was one. You know what I mean? Like that. He has been sensational. 9, was it 9 tackles? Yeah, 9 tackles, 11 disposals, 3 marks. Kieran Briggs, and one of them was a massive clutch intercept mark. He looks the goods, Kieran Briggs. I reckon he's so good you can still trade him in even after one price rise. He is absolutely killing it. And if we look at his, if we look at Supercoach Gold over here, if he scores 90s now, as the system seems to have been convinced, all right, he's good enough. If he goes 90s, look at that. By the time he gets to his buy, he's projected to be 435k. 435k come his buy. So yeah, that's terrific. On your Briggs, great pickup. Marshall has had the buy, Dunk's buy. Timmy T with a 111. He has been so good for us. He's gone up 118k. Absolutely rip. Love it. Love it. What this guy has given us. Worst score is a 90 for Tim Taranto. Terrific. Caniglio. I know I've said Caniglio wrong, and I'm going to say it wrong because this dude plays wrong. Caniglio is so annoying. He gets so much of the pill, but he just doesn't do enough with it. He doesn't do enough with it. He should be getting so much more reward than these, like barely tons, and then most games he's not even tunning up. Like, imagine picking this guy up when I could have picked up freaking Butters. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's, yeah, that was tragic. That decision to trade him in instead of Butters costs, and it's hurting. Shazel 72. Look, again, he was playing on the ball in that last quarter, and he did really well. And he's pushing forward. If he kicked that goal in that last quarter, look, thank God he didn't, for Essendon's sake. But for Supercoach, had he kicked that goal, that would have been huge. Would have put them up by 5 points as opposed to making it a draw. He missed out on a lot of points from that, going for a dribble. 119 break even. Again, he is someone similar. As soon as Aaron Hall goes down, he's going to go back behind the ball. And we saw what this kid is capable of when he's behind the ball. 114, 114, 120, 111, 100, 107, 110. You know what I mean? Like, behind the ball, the guy is an absolute jet, top 6 defender. Aaron Hall needs to go down with injury, and when he does, he's back to that scoring top 6 defender. Same thing with Zeeble, top 6 defender as soon as Aaron Hall goes down. So that's probably the hope that I have. Whereas Will Day, I don't know what has to change for him to get good. And also, Shazel and Zeeble have that round 15 bye, which which really hurts. If trading out one of these guys out of that round 15 bye to get someone who's already off their bye could be really clutch. Darcy Cameron 105. I thought this guy was going to go huge. The stats were pointing in his favor. He was getting 80+% of the ruck contests. It was his third game back from the injury. It looked like he was ready to go. And I was right. I was 100% correct because he basically scored 95 points in 2 quarters of football. The second and the fourth quarters were where he scored 95 points. The first and the third, he scored 4 points and 6 points. You know what I mean? Like, he scored 10 points in the first and the third quarter combined, and then 95 in the second and the fourth. So this guy had left a lot of points out on the field. He could have gone absolutely bananas as predicted. He basically turned up off a half of football. So, yeah, I'm really happy I've got him. I'm really excited for those who didn't get him last week. Very fortunate. He missed his break even, dropped a little bit more in price. Now his break even is 81. I think he's primed for people who don't have him to get him. And he's got that ruck status, so it will be terrific cover as well. If you've got a guy like Madden, Eddie Ford, his role was weird. He was playing forward, playing forward and literally forward in the first quarter, and then he sort of was moved to a wing. When look, we started off the game really hot and we were dominating them, and then to Brett Ratton's credit, changed the structure and really changed the look of the game. And Eddie Ford sort of was injected in and started to have a bit more influence. But yeah, 48, not the best. Still got a really low break even. Should maintain his spot in the team, and hopefully he can go big against the Giants and make us a lot of money so we can flip him. Golden, and that was the sub. Didn't play, and he didn't play either. So there we have it. That was how my team did. We've got money in the bank and 8 trades left. It's bizarre. It's weird. We're in a really weird situation where we want to go. It's all about finishing your team, upgrading your team, and having full premium. So what that sort of looks like in terms of the team, the forward line is done. The rucks are done. The back line is done. We just need 3 midfielders with 8 trades left. So it is crazy and really, really tight on trades. But the good thing is that we've got money. We've got ample money in the bank, and we've got a guy like Ashcroft with a really high break even. So look, Ashcroft is one that I'm looking to trade out this week, and we're trading in someone who is going to be off the buy. So I just think that it is really sensible to get this guy. I think this guy is someone who's really sensible to be brought into the side. His break even's 86. He's surely going to beat that. You'd think 98k under. This is probably the cheapest we're going to see Lachie Neale. You look at his last couple of scores, he's gone over 120 both times. 109 here, 63 there, 120. So as you can see, it's pretty up and down. He's capable of dropping the occasional weird one, but you'd think in the run home, as they get better and better, and opposition teams, start to tire out. It's got a pretty decent run home. He's got a few games at the Gabba to come as well. So look, I think trading him in is super sensible for what he can do. And if I told you at the start of the year that you can flip Ashcroft to Neale, you'd be absolutely laughing, right? So that's one trade locked in. Another person who is someone that could be brought in that I really like the look of. In fact, there's 2 of them, the 2 Freo boys. And that's Brayshaw and Sarong. These 2 guys look really impressive, and Sarong's been huge all year. You look at his scoring, he's hardly ever dropped the stinker. His current ranking in the mids is 14th, and he's gone over 100 basically all year apart from his first game of the season. And at that point, he's gone 100 all the way down, and then a respectable 93 against Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like that is a terrific output. And you look, a lot of these big scores: 146 against West Coast, 146 against Gold Coast, a 130 against the Dogs, a 135 against Geelong. A lot of big scores at Optus Stadium. And you look at what's to come: Richmond at Optus, Giants at Optus, Essendon at Optus. That's 3 games in a row at Optus. He's got the Dogs at Marvel. He went 130 on them at Optus, so could be a decent matchup there. Carlton at Optus, Sydney at Optus, and then they've got 3 games in a row at Optus as well. So look, there's a lot of upside, I think, to the Sarong pick. The only question mark I have over him is whether or not he's capable of going for the whole year. This is the first year where he's got that inside mid role. He could tire out like we saw with Tom Green last year, where he started hot, on fire, and then really petered out. That could be something that we see from Sarong this year as well. Someone else who's, as I mentioned, the other guy, Andy Brayshaw. That's Angus. We don't want Angus. We want Andrew Brayshaw. He's also had a terrific comeback. He was playing at the start of the year, injured. He's 25th rank, but his 3-round average of 116, a 5-round average of 119. He seems to be coming back to his best football. MCG 127, Optus 134. He had an 88 small ground SCG, tough for outside players. Optus, wide expanses, a 149. So he's certainly had a very great month of football in the last 4 weeks. It looks like he's finally back. He's playing injury-free, a lot of disposals, a lot of tackles as well. So it's what you love to see. It seems to be that Brayshaw is back, coming off the bye. And as I mentioned, he loves it, to similar to Sarong, a lot of Optus games, right? And wide expanses, what he loves to see. So, and look at this dude. The last time he played Richmond at home at Optus, what happened? This dude is a captain option this week, ladies and gentlemen. So, might be Andy Brayshaw to come in as well. So, I just think Neil is more reliable than a Sarong, for me personally, which is why, and he's cheaper as well, which is why I'm probably going to go with him. If I was to trade out Will Day, look, it's really difficult because Will Day has the round 14 bye as opposed to the round 15 bye. And I just feel like, I don't know, I don't want Briggs scoring me 110s on the bench. It just feels like such a waste. I don't know if this is lunacy or not, but I just think that being able to do this will go a long way to having a great team. So let's go. Brayshaw is in as well. And this 266, can I afford a guy like Fife? The jury's still out on this guy. I personally am not going to go with Fife. It leaves me fielding of Briggs, who has been absolutely terrific thus far for the season. This guy looks to be clearly the best ruckman at GWS. Matt Flynn has been the emergency 3 weeks in a row. Still can't break into the side because Briggs has been terrific. He really went up to Nankervis and did a terrific job against him, I think. I mean, I know it might seem crazy. It really probably is super crazy, but maybe it's time to let go of Zeeble because his disposal is not the best, right? Let's be real. Wait, why is he subbed? I thought I wanted to. Can't trade him out. Okay. Well, I think that is probably what I might be doing. I'd love to get a Brayshaw in. But yeah, it's I'm unsure how I'm going to do it, to be honest. And I think I might be trading out maybe one of these North Melbourne guys to sort of release myself from that round 15 buy structure, which is really difficult to navigate. I'm still not sure if I'm going to trade out Max Gawn or not. When you look at him, he's been playing pretty badly, and despite that, he's still averaging fairly decent. For someone who, look at that, 5 round of 99 when a 3 round of 91.7, it's not top 3, right? It's not top 3 ruckman. It's not top 4 ruckman, probably even. So maybe trading him out is the way to go as long as Grundy's around. They're both eating into each other's scores. And I might as well just roll the dice with Briggs. If I'm going to be falling behind on points here, might as well use the money to be able to finish my team faster whilst also leaving myself with more trades. Still going to be thinking about it. A lot to think about this week, but there's not much time to think about it. So, because we've got Thursday night football again. So, guys, yeah, I will definitely make sure that I tell you and show you what my trades are in the live stream, as that we always do. We've got a live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. And we've got the live stream. We'll probably do a live stream on Wednesday because there should be team reveal, the team sheets for that game, probably on the Wednesday night. So, guys, make sure that you tune in because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so that you don't have to. Bye for now.